Their torches did not burn wood, they burned memory. The night had forgotten how to be dark. It glowed red like wrath, red like warning. Odo stood on the ridge above the valley, bow in hand, staring down at the crawling sea of flame. The Ata army moved like one vast serpent, its body made of men, its scales of fire. Blue-edged torches swayed in their fists, a light that hissed, not burned. Behind him, Elder Eizu knelt by a black gourd filled with ashes of kola and bone. He whispered a prayer the wind had not heard in 100 seasons. "These are not flames of the living," he said. "They eat memory. Every roof they touch, every carving they blacken, they take our story with them." Odo's jaw clenched. "Let them try. Fire cannot burn the name carved into a man's spirit." He raised his bow to the heavens and loosed an arrow. It vanished into the red mist, a signal. From the shadows, the hunters of Ugwu melted into the trees. The forest grew still, like a creature about to pounce. And in that silence, even the moon hid her face. The first sound was not thunder. It was hiss. 1,000 arrows sliced the air at once, a rain of sharpened whispers. The Ata vanguard crumpled before their sandals met the grass. But the second wave did not slow. The third sang louder. The fourth lifted their torches and chanted, "Let memory die." Then the night exploded. 100 blue flames arced through the air and crashed into Ugwu's huts. Thatched roofs caught like dry yam peels. The village was swallowed by light, not warm, not holy, but hungry. Men screamed. Goats broke their ropes. Mothers clutched infants and ran. At the edge of the inferno, Nkem Odo's wife seized a fallen spear and smashed open the ground with it. "Women! Children! To the caves, now!" The youngest obeyed. The elders herded them toward the hidden gorge behind the baobab, a mouth in the hill that breathed cool air and secrets. As they fled, Nkem turned once toward the burning shrine. The sacred masks within were already curling in flame. She whispered, "If our gods must burn, let them burn, watching our courage." Odo moved through chaos like a man dancing with lightning. Arrows sang from his bowstring. Spears clashed with axes. Every breath smelled of blood and palm oil. Through the roar, a voice whispered close to his ear, "Odo, left. 10 paces. He obeyed. His arrow flew, and an Ada war priest toppled backward, the rattles at his belt scattering like broken teeth. Again the voice. Above. 3 breaths. He looked up. On a branch crouched an archer aiming at Kalunta, Odo's eldest. Odo's next shot was pure instinct. The enemy fell, disappearing into fire. The whispers faded, then returned weaker. The spirits were tiring. Even ancestors could not fight forever. Then the Ada talking drum began to thunder from across the plain. Break their breath, burn their song, steal their name. Odo's teeth bared. "Over my dead soul," he muttered, and charged into the blaze. Kalunta stumbled through the smoke, eyes wide. "Father! Nana, he's gone!" The world froze. "What do you mean, gone?" "A giant, father. An Ata warrior bigger than any man." He seized Nanana and ran toward the western ridge, where the old graves sleep. Odo's vision swam. The noise of battle vanished. Only the name of his youngest echoed inside him. He dropped his bow. "Which way?" Kalunta pointed through the flames. Beyond the ridge, the forest writhed in orange light. Elder Eizu's voice rose behind them. "If you go, Ugwu falls. The people need their spearhead." Odo did not turn. Duty clawed one side of his chest. Blood pulled the other. Kalunta grasped his arm. "If you die, the village dies." But Odo's eyes had already crossed the border between reason and fatherhood. He looked up. The fire had climbed the sky like a ladder. The stars vanished behind smoke that looked alive. Faces formed in it, human, spirit, beast. The drums below shifted rhythm, slow, deep, calling. It was as if something beneath the ground had begun to drum back. Odo whispered, "The battle is not done, but neither is my blood." He stepped into the burning forest. The trees were black silhouettes against a sky of red smoke. Each step sank into ash. Every branch hissed when the wind passed like snakes whispering old secrets. Odo followed the giant's trail, broken saplings, blood drops, the print of monstrous feet. He moved fast, silent, a shadow chasing another shadow. Then he heard it, a low sob. He drew his blade and followed the sound. In a clearing stood a strange figure, half human, half stone. It wore chains of jawbones and eyes of glowing sand. In its hand dangled a small charm, Nana's hunter's bracelet. "Where is my son?" Odo demanded. The creature tilted its head. "Your blood runs deep," it said, in a voice like grinding earth. "The boy is taken to the one who drums beneath the world." Odo's heart hammered. "The god of the Ata?" The creature smiled. "No god, only hunger, wearing a crown." Then it crumbled into dust. Behind it, the ground began to pulse with faint red light. The drumming from below grew louder, not from hands, but from the earth itself. The ridge split. Smoke poured out, carrying shapes of faces, thousands, ancient and waiting. Odo stumbled back. Ancestors? But the faces did not smile. They were screaming. From the chasm rose a column of fire. Inside it stood the Ata giant, the same Kalunta had seen. In his grasp struggled Nanana, still alive but limp, eyes glowing faintly blue. "Odo of Ugwu," the giant roared. "You fight for ashes, you bleed for ghosts. Kneel, and your name will live." Odo drew his father's spear. A name that kneels is already dead. They collided like storms. Sparks and dust exploded. The spear clanged against the giant's burning axe. The ground quaked. The trees bent. Odo ducked, rolled, and stabbed upward, striking the giant's thigh. Blue fire gushed like molten water. The monster bellowed and hurled him backward into the dirt. He rose, coughing blood, and saw Nanana falling toward the flames. Without thought, Odo leapt. He caught the boy mid-air, twisting to shield him as they struck the ground. The heat seared his back, but his grip did not loosen. The giant raised its axe for the killing blow. Then thunder, real thunder. Rain, sudden and violent, poured from the heavens. The fire hissed, the ground steamed, and lightning split the sky. The giant froze, eyes wide. No, the drums. From far behind, the sacred drum of Ugwu answered, beaten by Elder Eizu's trembling hands. Its sound merged with the storm, a rhythm older than both clans. Each beat tore at the giant's light until cracks spread across its skin. With a howl that shook the ridge, it burst into smoke and vanished. Odo collapsed beside Nanana, both soaked, half alive. The rain washed away the ash, and in the clouds above, lightning shaped itself into the outline of a great bird. It circled once, then vanished into the east. By dawn, the battle had faded into silence. Ugwu lay half-burned, half-standing. The Ata had retreated or been swallowed by their own fire. Elder Eizu found Odo and the boy at the ridge. "The ancestors favored you," he said. Odo shook his head. "No, they warned us. The fire that ate the sky was only the beginning. This is experience." He looked eastward, where the lightning bird had flown. There, beyond the mist, a glow still flickered, faint, steady, waiting. Kalunta joined them, his arm bandaged, eyes heavy. "What now?" Odo stood, gripping the charred spear. Now we go where the fire sleeps, to end what began beneath the earth. The drum of Ugwu sounded once more, low and distant, not of triumph, but of promise. The drums have fallen silent, but the storm has only moved east. Odo will follow the lightning to the land of forgotten gods, and there he will learn that some fires burn not to destroy but to remember. If your ancestors spoke through fire and demanded your son's blood to save the land, would you listen or resist? Comment below. I'd listen or I'd resist, and tell us why. Subscribe to Echoes and Thrills, African tales that inspire, where ancient voices rise and destiny never sleeps.